Sunlight that passes through the Earth is composed of visible light and ultraviolet light (UV). UVA and UVB light are some of the most common ultraviolet lights. UV lights fall outside the visible light spectrum, meaning, the human eye cannot see this type of light and can only be seen using a sophisticated tool which detects different light wavelength across the light spectrum. The difference between the two UV light lies in their ability to damage skin cells. UVB light doesn't get through the deeper layer of the skin and accounts for visible burns and DNA damage across the top layer of the skin. UVA light, on the other hand, penetrates through the deeper layer of the skin and activates free radicals, very reactive substances, which cause small damages to the skin. Cumulative damage accounts for the skin's premature aging. SPFS, lifestyle and diet. There are misconceptions about skin color. People believe that the fairer you are, the more you are likely to suffer burns caused by exposure to sunlight. That may be partly true, but overexposure to UV light can cause serious skin problems. If you go outdoors and cannot avoid exposing yourself to the harmful sun rays, the following recommendations will surely save you from the aftermath of excessive sun exposure. Here are the most effective ways to prevent and delay aging. Wear protective sunscreen. More and more people are starting to realize the importance of wearing lotions with sun protection factor ingredients (SPF). SPF's sunscreen lotions are effective in blocking UV lights from penetrating through your skin. The intensive application should be made on exposed spots of the body such as the lower arm and legs, ear lobes, nose, feet and the face. Choose sunscreens that contain a high amount of titanium dioxide, zinc oxide, benzophenone, oxybenzone, sulazobenzone and/or butyl methoxydibenzoyl methane known as avobenzone. Parcel 1979. Wear protective fabric. Tightly woven clothing is effective in warding off unwanted UV rays. Today, some fabrics are labeled as to how effective they are in intercepting UV rays. Hats with wide brim also confer a great amount of protection. Minimize unnecessary exposure and tanning. Unavoidable sun exposure such as recreation or as part of occupation is one of the hazards of everyday life and increases your risk of developing skin cancer later in life. If these cannot be avoided, make sure to wear protective clothing and wear sunscreens appropriate for a certain activity and your level of exposure. Increasing SPFS means increasing protection. Cosmetic tanning also poses the same kind of risk due to UV-induced damage. It uses UVA rays and does not cause obvious burns. The amount of damage is comparable to UVB rays which cause visible tanning and damage. Eat right. Maintaining a well-balanced diet is critical to the maintenance of healthy skin. Your grandma may have said it once to you, but fruits and vegetables contain excellent skin rejuvenating ingredients. Fruits and vegetables contain antioxidants such as vitamins C, D, and E. These organic foodstuffs bind with highly reactive free radicals and neutralize them. They insulate the body against unwanted damage caused by these extremely injurious chemicals. Whole grains, seeds, nuts, fish such as tuna and salmons are excellent sources of fatty acids and essential oils and keeps the skin hydrated. Fatty acids act as a bullet vest in preventing UV rays from penetrating deeply into the skin causing too much damage. Fluids such as water and juices also keep your skin dehydrated and minimize the effect of sun exposure. Research shows that dehydrated skin is more prone to burns and structural damage. Protecting the skin from the sun. Yes, enjoying a sunny day on the beach is fun. However, when going out without proper skin protection, one is risking himself of having skin diseases, one of which is the dreaded skin cancer. So to maintain the healthy, youthful glow of one's skin, it is indispensable to understand how the bad effects of the sun's ultraviolet or UV rays come into action. The UVA and UVB rays penetrate clouds, thick layers of glass, a meter of water, and the layers of the skin. UVB makes the skin's top layers to release chemicals that permit the blood vessels expansion and cause some fluid to leak, resulting in inflammation, pain, and redness known as sunburn. This damage can occur within an approximate of only 15 minutes and can continue to worsen for up to 72 hours after sun exposure. The damaged skin cells in the process will die and mold off in sheets or pictures. Peeling is the process in which the body disposes of dead skin cells. UVA is the rays that get into the deeper layers of the skin. This affects the living skin cells under the surface of the skin. These rays not only bring about long-term damage such as sagging, wrinkles, and discoloration, they also give way for the early stages of skin cancer. Here's some geek speak that's worth some brow burning. The UV rays act like chainsaws, shredding deep into the DNA, the genetic material, with a very precise structure, specific order and specific coding found within the cell nuclei. Repair enzymes within the cell act by countering the damage done on the DNA chain in the shortest period possible. This damage and repair happens simultaneously and continuously, with the tempo of the repair keeping up with the extent of the damage being inflicted. But just like any other mechanism within the body, these repair enzymes have their limits and reach the point that they can no longer work. When the damage is too much, which occurs even before the skin turns red, the enzymes cannot cope. The result is a dismantled DNA structure that alters the coding and leads to the abnormality of skin cells, or what is termed as mutation. This is the first step of the formation of cancer cells. UV rays also contribute to the formation of superoxides, which are extremely toxic chemicals that speed up skin cell aging. So who exactly are those in the threat of having skin cancer? People who have already experienced 3 or more bad cases of sunburn before reaching the age of 20, and regular sunbathers who always crave for an instant tan have greater risks of acquiring the dreaded skin disease known as melanoma. Cricketers, farmers, golf players and others, who have long exposure to the sun, have more tendencies to have milder forms of skin cancer. So after learning how the body reacts to sunlight, here is some information on how to prevent its harmful effects. Ironically, studies on skincare showed that vitamin D, with the help of sunlight exposure, is what can help the body combat skin cancer. So how does one go out in the open without the paranoia of cancer haunting him? Dermatologists suggest the use of sunscreens. Researches showed that exposure to sunlight sans sunscreen should be less than 10 to 15 minutes at noon, while the sun is at its strongest. Using a sunscreen with an SPF or sun protection of 15 or higher is recommended. People with sensitive skin and older adults should use an SPF of 30 or stronger because their skin tends to burn more easily. People with allergies or sensitive skin should also take note of the ingredients and choose those that are free of chemicals, dyes, preservatives, and alcohol. If sun exposure will be particularly high, using a stronger sunscreen like zinc or titanium oxide is the better option, as it will completely stop sunlight from reaching the skin. Sunscreen application should be about half an hour before getting exposed to the sun, and reapplication should be done every few hours. And when going swimming, one should know that 98% of the sun's rays can pass through water, so without some kind of water-resistant sunscreen and frequent applications, sunburn might be inevitable. The skin is meant to protect and shield one from the threats of the environment, so unless one properly cares for it, it won't do its job that well. The skin is an indispensable structure for human life. Because it forms a barrier between the internal organs and the external environment, the skin participates in many vital functions of the body. The outer surface consists of stratified layers of dead, keratinized cells that form an effective protective covering against the penetration of noxious substances from the outside environment. The protective function is further enhanced by the oily and slightly acid secretions of the sebaceous glands, which discourage the growth and multiplication of many harmful bacteria. Underlying this tough outer layer of the epidermis are the dermis and subcutaneous tissues that, far from being homogeneous, are composed of a multitude of tissues, which are supported and maintained in proper relation to one another by means of fibrous and elastic connective tissue. Obviously, the skin, rather than being a single organ, consists of groups of organs, each responsive to its own particular stimulus, and each vulnerable to any harmful influence that would threaten it elsewhere in the body. Once these so-called harmful influences had taken so much effect in the skin, the resulting product would be numerous dermatological problems like wrinkles. Although wrinkles are more associated with the dermatological clock of the skin, it is still considered as the resulting product of the greatest effects of harmful influences in the skin. One of which is the damaging effects of the sun. Prolonged exposure to it can prematurely age one's skin. Usually, wrinkles appear when the skin has already lost its elasticity and firmness. This is usually brought about by the harmful effects of the sun and other environmental factors. It is also brought about by the loss of fatty tissues in the skin's innermost layer. Hence, medical and skin experts contend that applying topical creams and other skin creams are best for the skin's regeneration process. Basically, skin creams consist of substances that help the skin to regenerate its lost fatty tissues and elasticity. It has special components that specifically aim at the targeted areas in order to stimulate the skin to produce collagen and elasticity. These two elements of the skin are the ones responsible for the restoration of the innate moisturizing ability of the skin. However, not all skin creams are created equal. There are some factors that need to be considered when choosing skin creams that will best work for wrinkles. Here are some of them. 1. Choose skin creams that contain the necessary components that will work best on wrinkles. There are many skin creams that are made to remove wrinkles. However, not all of them are created equal. Therefore, it would be better to choose skin creams that contain the necessary ingredients that will work best on wrinkles. It is best to choose skin creams that contain essential oils and antioxidants such as the grapeseed that will help rehydrate the skin's natural moisture. 2. Choose a skin cream that contains vitamin C. Vitamin C is not only good for the bones and teeth but also best for the skin. In fact, vitamin C has long been proven to fight and prevent wrinkles. It helps to counteract skin ruptures caused by the harmful rays of the sun. Moreover, vitamin C is known to produce collagen, the known protein that contributes to the skin's strength. 3. It is best to choose skin cream that can be easily absorbed by the skin. One of the factors that will affect the efficiency of the skin creams is its ability to penetrate quickly into the skin. It is best if it can seep through the innermost layer of the skin. Hence, even if the skin cream contains most of the necessary ingredients needed to cure wrinkles but the fact that it does not penetrate easily into the skin, the whole treatment is useless. It has to work thoroughly inside the skin in order to produce the lost elements due to damage. 4. It has to be hypoallergenic. As mentioned, not all skin creams are created equal and not all skins are the same. Hence, there are some instances wherein some skins are really sensitive and can generate adverse reactions once there are some components that they cannot tolerate. So, it would be better to use skin creams that contain hypoallergenic materials or natural substances that will work safely on the skin. Indeed, even if the skin has the natural ability to heal itself, it still needs some help from other substances that are usually contained in the skin creams. It is true that people can never wash away years, but skin creams can help the skin rejuvenate itself to a better state. Good nutrition and your complexion, as the old cliché goes, health is wealth. Hence, it is always important to uphold the value of proper eating and living a healthy lifestyle in order to stay in shape and to be perfectly well. However, being healthy is not only constrained to having a perfect body. In fact, aside from having a perfect body, being healthy could also mean having a healthy skin as shown in the skin's complexion. That is why most people who are known to be health buffs are also known to be good-looking people. This is because the inner beauty radiates and exudes deep from within, even without the traces of makeup. Nowadays, looking good is not anymore a factor of being vain but is already considered one way of staying healthy. This is because many medical experts are now insisting on the fact that good nutrition is, indeed, an important factor in having a good complexion and image. In reality, many people are not aware that good nutrition is a great factor in generating healthy, good-looking skin. They only thought that eating the right kind of food would make people healthier and live life longer. What they do not know is that good nutrition is also a big factor in having a good complexion and healthy skin. Therefore, for people who are not aware of why good nutrition is important in maintaining a healthy skin complexion, here are some reasons that they should be aware of. 1. Eating foods that are rich in vitamin A is important in maintaining healthy skin. A daily dose of vitamin A is proven to be an effective way of reducing the appearance of acne, wrinkles, and other skin problems. However, care must be properly observed when taking foods rich in vitamin A. Too much intake of this vitamin may result in serious problems like liver diseases. 2. Good nutrition replenishes the lost vitamins and minerals that the human body is not capable of producing. When people are exposed to the sun, the skin's reservoir of vitamin C goes down, and unlike most animals, humans cannot make vitamin C. Therefore, it is important to reproduce vitamin C by eating foods that are rich in vitamin C. In this way, the skin will be able to combat the harmful effects of the damages caused by the sun's ultraviolet rays. 3. Eating foods rich in antioxidants is definitely good for the skin. In order for the skin to work against the upshots of oxidants or the free radicals that are manufactured when the body cells burn oxygen in order to generate energy, it is important for the people to eat foods that are rich in antioxidants. These foods are the green, leafy vegetables, like the spinach. Antioxidants are also present in foods that are rich in carotenoids like beta-carotene. A good example of this is carrots. It can also be present in food supplements such as vitamins E and C4. Eating foods rich in fiber can also contribute to good skin complexion. Fiber, or roughage, is composed of the plant's cell wall material. Whole grains, legumes, citrus fruits, nuts, and vegetables are all good sources of dietary fiber on its basic sense. Fiber is an example of complex carbohydrate that is relatively essential in the absorption of the other nutrients into the body. Without fiber, some of the nutrients will only be put to waste and will not be consumed by the body. Hence, with fiber, the skin's complexion will be healthier looking and will even produce a healthy glow. 5. For proper growth and production of new skin cells, proteins are the best sources in order to help in this process. Proteins are chains of amino acids responsible for the skin's cell growth and maintenance. Protein in foods from meat, poultry, fish, and dairy is called complete protein because of it contains essential amino acids necessary for building and maintaining skin cells. Thus, a properly maintained skin cell will result in a good skin complexion. Indeed, eating right does not merely produce a healthy body but a healthy skin as well. Hence, people should be more aware of what they are eating because it will surely reflect on their skin's appearance. As most people say, you are what you eat.